I'm delighted to introduce Katie, and I'm going to let Katie tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi everyone, as Michelle said, I'm Katie Halpin-Hill and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my Leaving Cert when I did it back in 2020 and a few of the things that I did to help my well-being when I was doing the Leaving Cert.
So maybe we'll start with checking in about how you felt this time of the year on your Leaving Cert year.
Yeah, I suppose I had a lot of different feelings when I was doing my Leaving Cert. For us, there was a lot of confusion over whether it would actually be happening or not, and that was very, very stressful. But I think the biggest thing that I felt was more of excitement about moving on to the next period of my life, and being able to experience something new, something different. So I was really looking forward to that as well.
Can I ask what helped you to mind yourself when you were having all these different feelings during the Leaving Cert year?
Yeah, I did a number of different things. So I had a study timetable that I used to help me kind of keep track of what I was doing. I was doing regular exercise, like breathing practices and such, and really trying to just take time, I suppose, to myself to relax. I was kind of mindful as well of what I was eating and what I was drinking, because that obviously has such an impact on your concentration abilities and such. And whenever I was worried or stressed out, I would just talk to my friends and my parents and my teachers, and they were all really great, supporting me as well.
It would be really helpful for other students to know a little bit more about these things. For example, could you tell us a little bit about your study routine?
Yeah, of course. So I found it really, really helpful to study in the same place the whole time, just to have that kind of continuity there. I would have my notes and my timetables hung up on the notice board in front of me, and everything that I needed would be next to me on the table. So I'd have my pencil case, my pens, any notes that I needed, and that kind of thing. And that allowed me to basically start my study straight away whenever I sat down at the desk, and that was really, really helpful. I would make a timetable for the week every Sunday as well, which would just help me get my mind kind of all organised for the week ahead. And I would make a special effort to put kind of different times aside for different subjects. So for example, maths I would always do first, because I was struggling, shall we say, with maths. I'd also try to have a 10-minute break every 40 minutes and 50 minutes maybe if I was lucky, and during those breaks, I'd really make an effort to go out of the room and move around a little bit to re-energise me, and maybe have a snack, popcorn, raisins, a bit of chocolate maybe as a bit of a prize. I'd also try to drink a lot of water as well to help me concentrate, so I'd kind of use the opportunity of the breaks to go and refill my water bottle as well. And I'd also make an effort to go out and get a bit of fresh air and go out to the garden, maybe go for a quick walk, but then be back at my desk. And I try as well to leave the phone outside of the room and without using it as well. That was a bit of a challenge, to say the least, but I found that if I did use my phone, it would just be too tempting and I wouldn't be able to stick to the 10 minutes, so that was really important for me. Then whenever I knew I was studying at night as well, I would make an effort to not drink tea or coffee or anything with really high caffeine content, because I was aware that that would also kind of make me a bit, I'd find it more difficult to concentrate, for example, or it'd be a bit jittery, and I found that trying to avoid that would really help me just concentrate as well. And I always made sure that I'd get like a good night's sleep as well, and the caffeine didn't help with that.
I was talking earlier about the importance of sleep. Can you tell us how your sleep was at that time?
Yeah, so sleep was definitely one of the more challenging things for me, and I knew the importance of having a good night's sleep. So I really tried to go to bed at the same time every night, for example, and after Christmas as well, I made a special effort to put my phone outside of the room so I wouldn't be looking at it and it would have me up till all hours. And that actually made such a difference, not having the phone in the room with me. It really helped me fall asleep a bit quicker, and I was actually shocked at the difference it made.
Katie, can you share with us any tips on what helped you to relax during the Leaving Cert?
Yeah, so I know how important it is to take the time to relax as well, and I would make a special effort to listen to music and go for walks maybe with my friends at the beach. We live right near the beach, so that was lovely to be able to do that. And I'd also take the time to just play some music, and I'd put time aside for that as well, in my timetable to make sure that I wasn't too much under pressure and that I would have time to just take the time to relax. And whenever I got too stressed, I'd make an effort to do breathing practices as well. So I'd inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. And there's a lot of breathing practices like that you can use. They're all available online. And I found that really, really helped me, especially if I was going into an exam. I've done it before, and it just helps you get in the mindset, I think, and really, really helps with that. I think it's also important to keep it with a perspective and try not to be too harsh on yourself. If you have any negative thoughts about how you might not be good enough or how you might not be prepared, just try to think the opposite, try to look at it optimistically, and that can be hard sometimes, but it really, really helps, just to think, for example, I know that I'm doing my best, and if you're doing your best, that's enough. And I think that's important to just bear in mind as well. These exams, you've been preparing for them really since first year, and you have experience of doing exams. So I think it's important to just bear that in mind, that you do have a lot of this information too small on the paper, as they say. And in a couple of years as well, nobody's going to be asking you about your leaving cert results, for example. There are more important things in life than your leaving cert, although it is really, really important at the time. And of course, it is important to acknowledge that. But any advice that I would have for students is, work hard, do your absolute best, but at the same time, be kind to yourself. And if you're doing your best, that is the best you can do, and that is perfect. So just think about what a kind friend would say to you, what a good friend would say to you, and try to treat yourself like that. Just be kind to yourself, don't be too hard on yourself.
When you were feeling overwhelmed, what would you do?
Yeah, I'd make a special effort to talk to my friends and family. They were really, really great support. And I also chatted with the guidance counsellor at school and talked through the various CAO options. There's a lot of ways to kind of get to the direction that you want to go. And the leaving cert isn't the end of it all. It's important to recognise you do have a lot of routes and there's a lot of options available to you. So I'd recommend talking to your guidance counsellor. They've been through it before, they've talked to students, they understand, and they might have some really, really valuable advice. A last piece of advice I'd probably have for leaving cert students is just to have faith in yourself, really. You've looked at past exam papers, you have some idea of what to expect, so you just need to kind of trust yourself with that. And remember that this is just one time in your lifetime, and while the leaving cert is important, it's not the end of the world, and there's a lot of options available and different routes to get to where you want to go.
Thanks, Katie. I think others will find your tips and key messages really reassuring and helpful. You shared some great tips like making a study timetable, keeping things in perspective, and doing things to help you relax, like chatting to a friend or linking in with people when you needed to. I'm sure you will join me in wishing all the Leaving Cert class of 2022 the best over the next few months and in the run up to the exams and the exams themselves. We might talk again near the time or when the results are coming out. Thanks again, Katie.